If you didn't know already, it's very hard to go pro in football. I think it's probably one of the most competitive jobs, careers in the whole world because there's millions. Like football's the most popular sport in the world. I think there's like 1 billion people that play it or whatever. So there's going to be at least like 10 million kids your age who are competing for spots at the top teams in the world. You do realize that. And I wish somebody told me this when I was younger, that it is difficult. And you're probably thinking, oh well, Harvey, you just like telling me to stop and quit. No, I'm not telling you to stop and quit. Why would I do that? You love football, so keep going. But I want to tell you it's tough. Don't think it's going to be like an upward like path to the top. It's going to be like this the whole time. Even when you're at the top, even when you're at like Chelsea or whatever, it's still going to be like this. It's never going to be straight. And I want more footballers to realize this, okay? And this is like, I want you to continue your dream of becoming a professional footballer because that's awesome. It gives you a passion, it gives you a purpose. It's better than just like being a bum and just playing video games all day and just eating chips. Like having a purpose, I want to become pro, I want to do this. It's cool. But you got to realize there's millions of footballers who want to do it. Like what I want you to do to take the pressure off yourself because you have a goal and it's to become a professional footballer and I don't know by I don't know what age you probably want to become pro like next year or something crazy, or you want to play for Real Madrid by when you're 23. Like those are cool goals to have, but they're putting way too much pressure on yourself. Everyone develops at a different rate. Some players perform really well in one season and then they drop off the next season. All right, and then you might be the vice versa. You play well one season, then you don't play well one season, then you play well the next season. It's like everyone's journey is different. Everyone's development process is different. We all learn differently. We all like coordinate our bodies differently. We all are along the spectrum of athleticism and fascial driven and all that kind of stuff and talent and technique. There's so many different things. But what I want you to do is like focus on your football when it's football time. When it's team training, you go play football. When it's games, you focus on your football. All right. But when you're like in your free time, stop thinking about football. I want you to have another hobby. I want you to have almost a plan B, like everyone tells you to do. Have a plan B. And all the other football gurus will say, no, don't have a plan B, have a plan A. And that's play football all the time, like focus on it 24/7. No, you're putting way too much pressure on yourself to perform on game day and to make a career out of this. Because what happens, like your goal, let's say, is to play for Real Madrid at 23. What happens you get to 22, 23, and you're nowhere near that level? Like what happens? Are you a failure? Are you going to be disappointed in yourself? Is your whole life ruined? No. It's just you're putting way too much pressure on yourself if you're having these type of goals and you have like a time frame to make it pro. Going pro happens naturally. And if you ask any professional footballer, Ronaldo, Neymar, Messi, Sancho, Cole Palmer, whatever, they will all say that becoming a pro was like a dream to them. It wasn't a goal. There's a difference, a dream and a goal. They just played football, got better because they were good at it. They performed on game day. Then they got noticed, scouted. Then they went to academy, played with better players, then performed. Then they just move up the ranks. You understand? Then they had setbacks. They had injuries. They got dropped. They couldn't afford something. I don't know. There's gonna be, or they got rejected from a team. Like there's gonna be ups and downs. But what I'm trying to say is, when you ask those players, it's more of a dream rather than a goal. So what I want you to do is have a different hobby. I don't know what else you like doing. Maybe you want to design websites, or you want to do YouTube, or you need to have some sort of plan B so you can take your mind off football. And then when it actually comes to football training and games, you're fully locked in. You're like excited to play football. This is what I personally did, and I played some of the best football of my life this year. Um, like, and I want to mention as well, like going pro is hard. We all know that now because I've told you. But it's not about who trains the most. It's not about who trains the most. It's not like, oh, okay, Harvey told me that going pro is hard, so I presume I got to train more. I got to train more. I got to do more cone drills. I got to do all these exercises. I got to train more. I got to work out more. I got to get my arms bigger. No, it's not about who trains the most. Do you think Sancho, Cole Palmer, who's another good player, De Bruyne? Do you think they went pro because they did the most push-ups, or they did the most cone weaves? No, they went pro because they performed on game day, because that's when matters the most. And you're probably thinking, oh, but if I train the most, then I surely perform better on game day. Well, that's not the case with millions of footballers I've come across. All of you guys, I bet you train the most, but you don't perform on game day. You probably wonder why. It's because you focus way too much on your training rather than your games. Put more focus on your games. Don't put pressure on yourself. Put more focus. Put more work in the games. Work harder for your team. And you will perform and you'll get more confident. Then you'll get noticed. I actually found when I trained less, I played better on game day. How's that even work? It's because I trained smarter. And this is something I've shown to hundreds of students worldwide. So make sure you click the first link in the description to watch my free masterclass if you want personal coaching from me. But yeah, going pro is hard. You've got to accept that. It's not impossible, but it's hard. If you're up for the challenge, then do it. That's cool. I congratulate you. It's better than playing video games and roaming around on the streets, vaping. All right, you're on a journey. It's not going to be up like that. It's going to be up and down. You got to accept that. If you're not ready for that, then maybe football's not for you. But yeah, take all this advice into consideration, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.